Restoring Azure SQL query performance insight is a crucial task for database administrators and developers who want to optimize the performance of their Azure SQL databases. To start, it is essential to understand the concept of query performance insight, which is a feature in Azure SQL that provides detailed information about query performance, including execution times, CPU usage, and wait statistics. The first step in restoring Azure SQL query performance insight is to enable the Query Store feature on your Azure SQL database. This can be done by navigating to the Azure portal, selecting your database, and clicking on the Query Store option under the Performance section. Once enabled, the Query Store will start collecting data on query performance, which can be used to identify and troubleshoot performance issues. Next, you need to identify the queries that are causing performance issues. This can be done by using the Query Performance Insight feature, which provides a detailed breakdown of query performance, including top resource-consuming queries, most frequently executed queries, and queries with the longest execution times. You can also use the Azure SQL Database Advisor to identify queries that are causing performance issues and provide recommendations for improvement. After identifying the problematic queries, the next step is to analyze the query plans and execution statistics to determine the root cause of the performance issue. This can be done by using the Query Store feature to view the query plans and execution statistics. For the problematic queries, you can also use the Azure SQL Database Advisor to analyze the query plans and provide recommendations for improvement. Once you have identified the root cause of the performance issue, you can start optimizing the queries to improve performance. This can be done by rewriting the queries to use more efficient algorithms, creating indexes to improve query performance, and optimizing database configuration settings. You can also use the Azure SQL Database Advisor to provide recommendations for query optimization. Finally, it is essential to monitor the query performance after making changes to ensure that the performance issues have been resolved. This can be done by using the Query Performance Insight feature to monitor query performance and identify any new performance issues that may arise. By following these steps, you can restore Azure SQL Query Performance Insight and optimize the performance of your Azure SQL databases. Best practices for restoring Azure SQL Query Performance Insight include regularly monitoring query performance, identifying and troubleshooting performance issues, and optimizing queries to improve performance. It is also essential to use the Azure SQL Database Advisor to provide recommendations for query optimization and performance improvement. By following these best practices, you can ensure that your Azure SQL databases are running at optimal performance and provide the best possible experience for your users.